Well, we are learning a lot about the physical risks of the coronavirus, but this disease is taking a physical and mental toll for many people as well. So this morning we're talking with Dr. Robert Bright, a psychiatrist from the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So I think we're just now beginning to see what could really be some of the long-lasting consequences here of the coronavirus pandemic, and that really is the mental and emotional toll. So we want your advice here. How can people kind of start coping right now to make their day-to-day just a little easier?
Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I think it's so important that we're talking about this and how people can take care of themselves in what is a really stressful and anxiety-inducing time. You know, there's three things I'd really want to recommend to folks. The first of those is to maintain healthy habits through this. And it's stated all the time, but it's so important that you're getting a good healthy diet, that you're getting exercise, that you're getting a good night's sleep. And structure and scheduling, all of that is comforting to have a sense of where you're supposed to be, what's happening, what's going to happen, rather than free-floating through all of this and having a lot of anxiety. The second thing I want to emphasize is communication, both the importance of establishing it and pulling away from it. And two aspects of that I want to talk about. The first is media, to really modulate your media exposure. If we're just constantly hearing the stuff and seeing the images, I know for myself I do that and I start getting cranked up and anxious. But if you can modulate that and schedule maybe 15 to 30 minutes once or twice a day rather than all day long, you get the information that you need, you're informed, but it's not so overwhelming. And to be sure you're getting that information from reliable, trustworthy sources, not sources with perhaps a political agenda or a sensationalistic, scare you to make you all very scared kind of agenda, but to really try to find a source that you can trust and feel comfortable with.
Oh, sure.
And the
I think
second
that's
aspect
so
of that
important.
communication is
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's really important. You know, even myself, someone who consumes news all day long, I have had to just turn off the TV when I get home and make sure it's not always on in the background and check in at the end of the day. And of course, you know, we're putting resources on coin.com that we are getting straight from state and federal health officials. And that's really the information that people need to be focusing on right now, and not so much just everything they're seeing on social media, right?
That's exactly right, and that's the thing with our friends and the people we care about. Reach out to those who are supportive and healthy and helping us cope better with this, but watch out for that social media stuff that may or may not be true or reliable and is inflammatory and anxiety-inducing, or just those friends who do that by nature and they're not on social media and they're saying things and doing things that are just making it worse for you.
Yeah.
And take care of yourself by, you know, nurturing yourself and relaxing, listening to music, watching a comforting old movie, doing some meditation, deep breathing, refill your own tank.
Oh, absolutely. So what advice can you give those of us, and speaking from personal experience here, who, you know, tend to ultimately think of like the worst case scenario and everything that could possibly go wrong? I know anxious people like myself, that can be a hard kind of train of thought to stop this day and age. So how do we reframe that thinking?
It's so easy to fall into that and to have this catastrophic thinking. And research shows that people usually imagine the worst, but it's it's not the worst that usually happens. I'll always think about a patient I worked with who had cancer, and she spent every day thinking about cancer all day long and had these catastrophic images of what was going to happen and was just tortured by it. And we tried to work together on being in this moment, and what we've got right now is this. And she had already moved into this catastrophic future that didn't exist and hopefully wasn't going to exist. It's 10 years later, her cancer is in complete remission. She spent a lot of time in fear that really wasn't productive. And I would encourage people to come back into what we know, where we are right now, rather than moving into that catastrophic future and that catastrophic thinking, to try to manage yourself and bring yourself into right now, to accept what is as the hand we didn't want to be dealt, but now we've got it, and then to try to figure out what can we control and how do we play this hand that we've got. Well, how can we protect ourselves? How can we protect the people around us, both physically and what we're talking about this morning, emotionally and psychologically.
Absolutely. What can we control, and why am I worrying about all the things I can't control? That's good advice to keep top of mind right now. Dr. Bright, we appreciate your words from the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix this morning. Be safe and stay healthy, and we'll check in again soon.